This is Taiwan, a tiny island that is approximately 130 kilometers away from China, at its narrowest point across the Taiwan Strait. For the past few months, China have been making a military drill around this island, and they repeatedly said many times that they would invade Taiwan, as they claim it a part of their territory. So, what this invasion would look like? Since 1949, Taiwan has been a self-governing island separated from China by the Taiwan Strait. Some Western experts believe that if China were to annex Taiwan, it could significantly enhance its influence in the Western Pacific, potentially posing threat to US military installation places like Guam and Hawaii. While more options are on the table, such as a full-scale invasion or naval blockade, President Xi has made his intention peaceful unification as his preferred approach. He still didn't rule out the right to use force if necessary, although he has set no specific deadline. In his recent speech, President Xi continued to assert that unification is inevitable, signaling his determination to bring Taiwan under Beijing's control sooner rather than later. As China increasingly integrates its Coast Guard into a military exercise around Taiwan, the prospect of a quarantine scenario has gained a growing intention in such a scenario. Since 2022, China's military has frequently conducted a large exercise around Taiwan. In 2022 drills, it took only 4 days for the armed force to encircle the island. But what's more shockingly, in 2024, they achieved only in 24 hours, and they made this little island a panic. So, China would likely aim to isolate Taiwan by deploying its navy to close off key ports, using its air force to disrupt the air traffic and positioning aircraft carriers, submarines, and missile systems to deter any foreign intervention. So, if the invasion happens, China will cut undersea internet. Cyber attack will be launched to cripple the communication. While Xi has already directed his armed forces to be ready to invade Taiwan in 2027, according to the US Central Intelligence. But what the US will do if China invades Taiwan? When President Trump was elected again and returned to office, his public comments might suggest that he would not be willing to get boots on the ground to face another global superpower in the defense of a tiny island democracy. But when Biden was president, his administration gave and approved $2 billion arms installs to Taiwan, including a radar system and 3 national advanced surface-to-air missiles. But if China does so invade Taiwan under Trump's administration, the US would likely respond with a combination of military, economic, and diplomatic measures, although the specific actions are difficult to predict. But without no doubt, the US would likely increase arms sales and military training to Taiwan. So what do you think? What is your opinion? If China invade Taiwan, what would happen?